12:11. It's going live, and we're live.
Hi, and welcome to the StockinetteZombies. I'm Amy, also known as J Nitma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It, and this is episode 367. And we're kind of mixing things up a little bit. I know that we gave a little bit of a maybe next time we'll show some of the prizes, but we decided that that would be a lot more fun in person. I think it would be more fun to see everything.
It would just be me.
Although Amy didn't want to have to transport all of the prizes into work.
Yeah, I didn't want to have to. It's a really big laundry basket this year. So I have an oversized laundry basket, and it's bubbled over the top. So I would have had to have organized them into 2 bins and then taken 2 trips from the car. And it's 90 some degrees here today. So that would have been nice and sweaty.
And your coworkers might be like, is Amy opening an LYS inside of our office?
Or is she bringing in empty boxes so that she can move out, or something?
Did you lose your storage at home? So now you're...
Yeah. I couldn't afford a storage unit, so that's my office now or something.
Or I'm trying to, again, I'm workshopping it, right? Perhaps you had a pest problem, or maybe Pivot took it too far and you were like, I gotta separate the cat from the stick.
Yeah,
but I would think the muggles would even think that amount of yarn is a huge stash, right?
Oh, I know, and it's not even anywhere near. Yeah, I was thinking about what you said about Pivot, and I'm like, yeah, and I had to explicitly tell my husband, who's working at home, you cannot let the cat in this room anymore. He used to occasionally, and I'm like, none of this stuff is mine. If it gets ruined, it's not mine.
You need to get one of those little, have you been to hotels recently where they've got the little sticker that goes across the door that tells you that it's been cleaned and not been entered since it's been whatever? You need to get one of those, Pivot free zone.
I understood, because I'm like, no, this is all the stuff for the retreat. And if she gets in there and something goes wrong, I'm gonna be, a problem.
Yeah. So, I have that. I had that in my upstairs, right? With all of the pottery and whatever. You're like, don't anything go on up there, because we have this thing that's happening and I don't have an exit strategy or
yeah, there's no backup.
There's no backup. We've got no security net.
Yeah. And again,
we got Sarah, Sandy, Lisa, Susan, a lot of S's, and Emmy, I think, or M Phillips, says it's her first time. So welcome.
Yeah, no, I'm just very much what do I want to say? My husband was letting the cat in there, and I would have to go in and okay, now I actually have to put everything away in my safe room because the cats really like the bed, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, so the cats rank higher than my stuff, apparently.
I also like the concept of a safe room.
Well, it's the only way I can do it these days. The travel projects are all in zipped bags and whatnot. But if I want yarn to sit out at all, it has to be in a safe room. Anyway.
So anyway, we mentioned that, but we're not doing that. So we're going to record that in person and not have Amy look like she's moving in to her office with her crafting supplies. And also we wanted to be able to do favorite things after ZK because, I'm planning to get my shop on. If you haven't already been out into the vendor threads for ZK, a lot of great enabling going on there. I know between the two of us.
Pre-ordered a few.
Yeah. So, other than that, just administrati for our ZKN members. We will be live streaming the Zandy Peters Friday 8 o'clock of ZK keynote speech. So look forward to that. And then out into July, I scheduled a movie night for The Greatest Showman because I think that that's a great modern day musical for our musical craft along. So yeah, exciting stuff going on there. But the big news is ZK. So
Yeah.
Any parting administrati there?
I just wanted to tell people that if they haven't entered their May, June KL entries, I got in the special surprise for the winners, and it is beyond cute, and you are going to want to enter. And I've seen some more, it's been growing because we have a few more days to get them in, or a day, I should say. Tomorrow is the last day. If you're seeing this tomorrow, whatever, Wednesday is the last day.
Midnight on Wednesday, June 15th is when it's going down.
Yeah. So on Thursday, I will be doing the calculations and locking things and redoing the entries so that they are official and fresh for some online voting. And please bring your items in person if you so choose. I don't want to eliminate some packing space if you're concerned about that. But if you're not, please bring it. I know people would love to see the entries in person. And yeah, I'm excited. So if you haven't done that and you finish something in that May, June KL, be sure to enter it. It'll be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. What else was I going to mention? Oh, yeah, our Thursdays Downtown starts this week. So those that are coming for ZK next week, it'll be the second one of the street fair that's going on. We don't organize it, but it is a happy accident that it's going on at the same time as we're there. And then, yeah, check the weather before you head out. I know a lot of people may pack kind of based off of that you're going to be indoors, but outdoors may be warmer than it's been in the past for us. Not so typical Minnesota weather. Like 94 today and 98 on Monday, and yeah, kind of the heat that has descended upon the rest of the nation is creeping up into our parts as well. So
yep. So we're going to have a slight reprieve, and then it's going to anchor and do a big upswing during the retreat. So with potential thunderstorms. So if you miss those about the Midwest, you might get a chance to.
Hopefully everybody gets in on their flights before any thunderstorms arrive. But yes, yeah, no, super excited. Like just the fact that I'm like, yes, and next Thursday is the second of those Thursdays downtown is exciting. Yeah, there is a group that's coming in for work that's going to do a happy hour during our event, and we're trying to make reservations. And I was like, I wonder if they're competing with the ZKers. It's all feeling very real, right? Like to be able to think of that implication. So
yep. No, I'm excited. Yep. And yeah, everything's rolling in. I have one more thing that UPS says is arriving today, and then I will have all of the things, and my stress levels will go way down.
Yeah, my the volunteer patches were one that was kind of hanging out there for me, and I got the notification that they're going to be here either today or tomorrow. So then we'll have everything.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess a reminder that we'll put out a volunteer thread. Basically, we appreciate volunteers during registration and the 5K. That really helps us to
and goodie bags.
Stay
you get a preview of what the goodie bags are going to look like if you come help
goodie
us
bag assembly
Wednesday.
line is also a really fun time. You get to see what's going into the bag and kind of pre-shop your, like, oh, there's 3 different kinds of yarn, which one will I want to choose? And yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Spoiler, there's 3.
You could have been like, I just randomly came up with that number. Okay, sorry. No, I'm really bad at keeping my own secrets, so I have to pretend that they're all your secrets. And
yeah, absolutely. I'm super excited, but like I said, the last of the stuff is arriving.
It's all coming together, and it looks so beautiful together. Okay, yeah, sorry.
Yes, Megan
out.
got her preview yesterday or Sunday. It was fun.
Yeah. It's awesome.
It is so awesome. But we were going to talk about whips in this one.
We were, yeah. Everything else except whips, but then whips, yeah.
Yeah. So I have just a few, but you've probably seen them before. I finished one sock, which I will photograph and enter as my one half a finished object here, but it is a complete object. And then I also spun up some yarn. So this is, I don't know what, but it looks like Starry Night.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
Yeah, the colors are very similar. And then I chain plied it. And I haven't done that in so long that I'm looking at this and like, ooh, my skill level is at 1. But I think once it knits up into a hat or something like that, it won't be a big deal. But yeah, there's definitely some skill gap there on chain ply. I'm gonna go back to my 2-ply.
Do you feel like you had it and then you lost it, or do you feel like you're just now like you're at the level that you were and you're just kind of realizing it?
I haven't done it in so long and it felt really awkward. So I knew going in it was going to feel awkward.
There a lot of overhand motions in the VKNs. Somebody was talking about chain plying and how it was like an aerobic exercise.
Yeah, it is a shoulder because you have to start small and get big in order to make the chains long enough to not put a lot of extra, where the chain rewraps. There's usually a little something you can feel in there. But again, I didn't care. I was going too fast. Let's see how, can you see this one? I'm trying to.
Yep.
So like it got really squirreled up right there, like it was
high energy right there.
Yeah. But it's wrapping like this instead of being with the other plies. It was like all by itself. And yeah, it is what it is. It's not great.
Are you going to do any of the spinning that normally happens in July? The Tour de Fleece?
Oh yeah, I do want to pick up some spinning. So I did bring my it's my needle adjacent, but my wheel adjacent. Yeah. So I have my wheel adjacent. I bought this at Yarn Over, and I just really liked how these colors were just singing to me. And I think that this will be really lovely plied, and I do want to go back to 2-ply. So I'm going to spin this next.
Yes. Sandy says that she thinks that we're too hard on ourselves. I agree. I think that's very beautiful, and I would willingly knit that up, that hand spun up for you if you just couldn't deal with it, Amy.
Yeah, I might, because sometimes you look at it and you see all the flaws, and then it's like just have somebody else. But then the last thing that I've been working on, and not the least because I'm really excited to be working on it, but I wish it was faster.
Yes.
Tiny yarn, tiny needles, but a beautiful sweater.
Mosaic. We were chatting about that on VKN too. I feel like that that you're basically knitting 2 rows to get 1 row of fabric, right? Because you're doing slipping.
So, yeah, there's slipping to get the lovely line there, and then it's getting squished because it's also got the garter in there.
So pretty though, Amy. Yeah.
But because of the slipping, it's not growing as much as garter would either. So, yeah. So yeah, this needs to be quite a few more inches. I would say at least 4 more before I can move on. And yeah, it might need 5 repeats. And it only has the 1, 2, 3 right now. Hopefully I can get a couple more repeats. Maybe it'll be a shortly after ZK project, but this is Gems Luxe from last year. So I bought the blue and the yellow from her, and then the purple's just some leftover random scraps.
what I was going to say, you are thinking crop, right? And what color are you thinking that you were going to wear it over on your?
No, it's not necessarily cropped.
Okay.
I want it to be shorter, shorter top. You know, not to go to the hip, but just to go to.
So you're not thinking over a dress. You're thinking.
Right. I do kind of want it to be something I can wear with shorts. But as far as dresses go and what colors, I don't own anything that I would necessarily put under that. So you're right. I don't know. I might need to buy a nice cream colored dress. I think that would look really nice. Really and then pretty. I could wear it with lots of things, you know. But that's all I have for whips. I've been trying to knit away so that I can enter more entries. And all I got so far is the sock. So, I mean, lots of other things that I need to enter, like my bear and Christopher Rabbit and my little crop sweater party top that I haven't entered yet. So, I'm gonna do all of that tonight.
Yeah, we were kind of chatting about needle adjacent and how we were kind of trying to save some of our needle space. For me, that's, I think, more of a concern with you, with that I don't have a lot of whips at any given point. But like if something just completely jumps at me, right, and says, take me home in the market, or a pattern that I see somebody wearing that I'm like, or, you know, all of the fabulous designers in the designer showcase, if inspiration strikes, right, I want to be ready after ZK to like cast on that thing that's like my heart's desire at that moment, right?
Yeah, actually, the thing that I've, because I was trying to look for needle adjacent projects for this, I found some lavender loom, the linen yarn, right, that she's talking about. And I found a set of that for the long summer cardigan. And I'm like, oh, that's an object that I really, really want. Like, I want the final product so bad that, yeah, that might get cast on fairly quickly here, just so that I can dream about that FO.
Absolutely. Well, I think it should surprise no one that what I'm working on. I will give you exactly one guess. I can pause for dramatic effect. No. So I'm working on another Muselberg. Amy got to see this one cast on because I finished up my other one, which was not the one that I.
So this was a baby on Sunday afternoon.
What?
I said that was a baby on Sunday afternoon.
Yes, they were a little one. Well, they grow. They start out small, then they grow and expand. So yeah, I had the leftover green from one of them, and the leftover kind of. I love how the green kind of pulls out the green in the yarn here, and then on the other one, which I just randomly have sitting here, like I don't feel like that it pulled the green out as much. I feel like it pulled a little bit more of the brown out. So yeah, fun with color combos. And yeah, almost to the point where I'm going to be switching here. I need to be, because I don't have a great deal of the green left. And then I grabbed a needle adjacent project, which may or may not get cast on, but I'm thinking the Rocket Tea. I bought this in a D stash from Lavender Loom. I believe it's the Flying Kettle. So kind of a really pretty rainbow-esque, which is nice for Pride this month, all about the rainbows and supporting Pride. So that's what made me pull it out. And then I was like, you know, I've been in some conversations where people are like, I don't understand working mohair, even at a really loose gauge, into a summer top, right? And so I was like, well, I've got alternatives, right? So I've got so this linen that Eat Sleep Knit sent, which I think would work up kind of similar, like less fluff, but definitely airy in that stripe. I don't know if I would have enough, so I would have to maybe play with the striping proportion or percentage, like more of these stripes and less of the stripe. I also have some flax and silk that I haven't balled up yet, that was also from Eat, Sleep, Knit, I believe. I like that combo. And this one is linen and silk combo. And the other one was like, what was it? I think it's linen and linen, recycled silk, and wool. So there's a little bit of wool in there. And then my other option, which I think would mute it down quite a bit, is the cotton fluff from Lavender Loom. I do like this green. I think it's like olive juice or something like that. I can pull it out, but again, I don't know that it really matters. This has a little bit of alpaca. So while it's got the cotton fluff, I think that it would be like the cotton would probably not be as, it wouldn't do what I was trying to do with the mohair. So I'm still making decisions, but yeah, I like that combo. Obviously, I don't know, which one would you, if you had to like spot choose, would you choose, Amy, between the?
I like the way the full skein of purple plays with the other yarn, but that's just me.
A little more dominating, right? Like this would be like a jump out versus this would kind of blend in, I think. And then this one's just a little more of the rainbow. But yeah, thinking about a rocket tee. I've seen a lot of those and kind of weighing my options as far as mohair alternatives. So
yep, for sure.
So that may or may not be on the needles, or you may just see me making hats.
More hats.
Yeah. If it's working for me, like, yeah, stick with it. I agree, Sandy. I probably should swatch and see, right? Swatch and see which one I really like together. But
that's true. Yeah, and it's not mohair, so it'll be easier to swatch.
And rip out if I need to.
Yeah. The thing that I was thinking of doing for ZK is spinning, because I heard Beautiful Sister was going to bring some of their drop spindle stuff, and they were really excited about that. And a few people raised their hand about bringing drop spindles. I'm like, yeah, I haven't spun up on, and I have a blue that I'm trying to finish. So I think I will. That sounds like a good idea. It might just be drop spindling around ZK.
Yeah, I mean, again, I feel like my happy place during the event for those that are maybe packing for their first ZK is definitely the mindless, right? Like the sock where you can just like pick it up and put a couple of rows on it. That's where I'm like hesitating on this rocket tee, because in addition to the stripes and having to keep track of that, and possibly yardage management if I use something that I don't necessarily have enough of. Just shaping and knowing when to stop and measuring things. Like I feel like the hats, this Musselburgh hat would be a really nice one to like just be able to pick up at any point. Also really transportable, right? Like if you're like me and you know that you're going to be sitting at a restaurant and you'd like to be able to have your knitting at hand, a sweater or a shawl can often be really big to kind of lug around with you, especially if you're incorporating multiple colors. Or it's like a sock or like a small in the round circular thing is pretty transportable. So
yep. Yeah, I mean the drop spindles actually work pretty good for walking around and just doing a little bit here and there. I think the restaurant part is the where I'm like, okay, table spin, but that's a little bit more distracting for everybody.
Yeah.
Than just
Julia says that she always tries to start a sock in the airport and get it done before she gets home. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
The only caution I would put about socks is if you do get to that second sock, I think I have had somebody that in their journeys around K has lost the OG, the first sock, right?
Was that Julia?
So, I don't know if it was Julia or not, but I do remember somebody mentioning, and I'm not going to call them out on. Julia said it was her. Okay. So all of the sock memories are wrapped up in Julia. But yeah, no, it's And of course, we as knitters always overpack, right? Like we're going to get so much done at the even I, as an organizer, probably, completely overestimate the amount that I'm going to be able to get done. So.
Yeah, I know that there have been years where I brought something and I did not work on it the whole, like, I just sit down and talk to people and look at their projects and I'm like, oh, I'm not knitting.
Yep.
So
there's no knitting crafting piece that is making sure that you're crafting throughout. If you are enjoying other crafters, I think that that's a large part of our event and crafting, in my opinion. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, a lot of ZK talk. You can tell that we're super excited and that it's near, right? It's not just even soon, it's imminent.
Yes, imminent. Like I said, things are landing today, and I'm super excited because, again, that'll be the last of the major things, and it'll be in my house, and I will just be like, yeah, ready. So excited to see you guys soon.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye, Uvta.